You've never heard the story I'm bringing you today before. Y&R Spoilers Weekly Update October 6th to 10th, Chelsea's Reward, Mariah's Danger, Jill vs. Victor. Want more of The Young and the Restless? Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? Report ad. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for the week of October 6, 2025. Fans can expect Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, and Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, to get rewarded. Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbank, fears for Mariah Copeland's, Cameron Grimes, safety. Plus, Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, faces off with Victor Newman, Eric Braeden. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Mariah Copeland's Danger. Let's start off with Taraya. Although separated, Tessa refuses to give up on her wife or partner. The woman is really committed and knows that something just doesn't feel right. After learning that Mariah tried to kill a man, Tessa wants answers. Tessa and Daniel Romalotti, Jr., Michael Grazadei, left to get answers from the hotel room in Boston. When Tessa and Daniel return, they share troubling information with Sharon Newman, Sharon Case. Then, it is stated that Tessa fears for Mariah's safety. Face screaming in fear, Mariah Copeland in peril. Y&R star faces shocking twist that could change everything forever. The quiet strength and radiant heart of Mariah Copeland have long made her one of Genoa City's most beloved figures, but the winds of fate are shifting again, and this time, they're darker than ever. In a chilling twist that no one saw coming, Mariah's life is about to spiral into danger, heartbreak, and betrayal, testing her courage in ways that will leave fans speechless. From her days as Sharon's estranged daughter to her emotional role as a mother and partner, Mariah's journey has been one of redemption and resilience. But as new threats close in, it's becoming painfully clear that even the strongest hearts can be pushed to the breaking point. Sources close to The Young and the Restless hint that Mariah's latest storyline will bring both danger and self-discovery, intertwining her fate with powerful forces in Genoa City who have their own hidden agendas. It's not just a matter of survival, it's about identity, loyalty, and love. At the core of this unfolding drama is Mariah's deep bond with Tessa Porter. Their love story has been through storms before, but this time, the threat is unlike anything they've faced. Rumors swirl that someone from Mariah's past, possibly a figure connected to her kidnapping ordeal, could resurface, determined to settle old scores. Could this be a revenge plot brewing in the shadows? Genoa City insiders suggest that Mariah's history with dangerous figures like Ian Ward could come back to haunt her. After all, trauma never truly disappears, it lurks, waiting for the right moment to strike again. As Mariah begins to sense that something is off, strange calls, mysterious messages, and the haunting feeling of being watched, her world starts to unravel. And while she tries to dismiss her fears, even Tessa begins to notice the unease in her eyes. Mariah has always been the kind of woman who faces her fears head-on, but this time, the danger is personal. There's talk that someone close to her, perhaps even within her family circle, might unknowingly lead her into harm's way. Sharon, ever the protective mother, begins to suspect that her daughter is hiding something, but Mariah insists everything is fine. Still, Sharon knows that look in her eyes, she's seen it before. The last time Mariah was caught in a web of lies, it ended with heartbreak and terror. This time, Sharon vows not to let history repeat itself. However, with Sharon distracted by her own turmoil, her complicated ties with Nick and the lingering shadows of past trauma, Mariah might be facing this peril alone. Meanwhile, the tension between Mariah and Tessa could begin to crack their usually unshakable foundation. As Tessa's career takes off again, she's busier than ever, leaving Mariah feeling increasingly isolated. That emotional gap creates the perfect opportunity for danger to slip in unnoticed. And when a new stranger enters Mariah's orbit, charming, sympathetic, and eerily familiar, the audience is left wondering whether he's a friend or foe. Could this mysterious newcomer be tied to Ian Ward's dark network or someone from her days at GC Buzz who knows far too much about her past? The storyline promises high emotional stakes, suspenseful twists, and a chance for Cameron Grimes to deliver one of her most powerful performances yet. In the weeks ahead, expect Mariah's vulnerability to collide with her instincts for survival. She's been a victim before, but this time, she refuses to let fear define her. Yet, as the lines between safety and danger blur, she may have no choice but to face old demons head-on. The show's writers seem to be setting the stage for a dramatic showdown that could alter her future, and possibly put the lives of those she loves at risk. Tessa's unwavering love will be tested to its limits, while Sharon and Nick might be forced to step in to protect Mariah from threats even they can't fully understand. Fans can anticipate emotionally charged scenes that dig deep into Mariah's psyche, exploring her trauma, strength, and unyielding spirit. Adding fuel to the fire is the possibility that Mariah's professional life may intersect with her danger. Working closely with Devon Hamilton and Abby Newman at Chancellor Winters has put her in the middle of a corporate war filled with ambition and betrayal. Could someone from that high-stakes environment have ulterior motives? If Mariah stumbles upon sensitive information, she could easily become a target, not because of her past, but because of what she knows now. And if that's the case, her life might be hanging by a thread. Whispers from behind the scenes suggest that a massive reveal is coming, something that will connect Mariah's current troubles with a much larger conspiracy involving several key Genoa City players. As this dangerous chapter unfolds, old wounds could reopen. Cassie's memory looms over everything Mariah does, and once again, Sharon may be reminded of the haunting loss that forever changed her family. Could Mariah's peril somehow tie back to Cassie's legacy? The emotional parallels are impossible to ignore. Just as Cassie's death reshaped the Newman and Rosales families, Mariah's potential downfall could have ripple effects across Genoa City, drawing together characters who haven't shared the screen in years. Even Victor Newman, ever the protector of family and power, might find himself drawn into this storm if it threatens one of his own. Tessa's role in this storyline is also key. Her devotion to Mariah is legendary, but danger has a way of testing even the strongest love. As she juggles her rising career and her growing fears for Mariah's safety, Tessa will be forced to make impossible choices. Will she step back to protect her heart, or fight harder than ever to keep Mariah safe? There's talk of a harrowing rescue sequence that could leave fans holding their breath. Imagine Tessa following a trail of clues, uncovering shocking truths about Mariah's disappearance, and facing down a villain who's far more dangerous than anyone imagined. The emotional payoff of that moment could become one of the most unforgettable scenes in Y&R history. Behind the scenes, Cameron Grimes has hinted at exciting material ahead. In interviews, she's mentioned that Mariah's upcoming arc explores emotional depth, psychological tension, and a sense of danger that challenges everything she believes in. That suggests this isn't just a physical threat, it's a mental and emotional one, too. Mariah's resilience has always defined her, but will it be enough when the past and present collide in such a destructive way? The show is reportedly crafting this arc as both a suspense thriller and a deeply emotional story about identity, love, and healing. For longtime fans, it's a chance to see Mariah in a raw, vulnerable, yet empowering light. The stakes couldn't be higher. As Genoa City buzzes with secrets and lies, everyone is caught up in their own battles, and that may leave Mariah dangerously exposed. Nick, dealing with his own emotional chaos, might be too distracted to notice the warning signs. Faith, now older and wiser, could play an unexpected role in uncovering what's really going on with her sister. And Noah, whose complicated past with Mariah includes both sibling love and awkward misunderstandings, may be the one person who recognizes the patterns before it's too late. If he starts to dig into Mariah's recent activities, he might uncover a web of deceit that leads to a shocking truth. In a city where loyalty shifts like the wind, it's anyone's guess who can be trusted. Abby, ever the supportive friend, could become a crucial ally, while Devon's calm wisdom might provide Mariah the anchor she desperately needs. Yet even they might be blindsided by the magnitude of what's coming. Insiders suggest that this storyline could culminate in a major Y&R event, a cliffhanger that leaves multiple lives hanging in the balance. Could a violent confrontation end in tragedy? Or will Mariah's courage turn her from victim to hero? Fans can expect edge-of-your-seat episodes filled with emotional intensity, mystery, and heartbreak. As Mariah's situation grows more desperate, her strength will inspire everyone around her. She's been through the fire before, surviving abduction, heartbreak, and personal loss, but this time, the stakes are higher than ever. What makes Mariah's journey so compelling is her heart. She doesn't seek revenge or power, she seeks connection, truth, and love. And that makes her peril all the more devastating. By the time this storyline reaches its climax, Genoa City may never be the same. The show is reportedly preparing for a sequence of episodes that delve into Mariah's memories, fears, and hopes, a haunting, emotional ride that will have fans glued to their screens. Whether it ends in tragedy, redemption, or both, one thing is certain: Mariah Copeland's story is about to change the landscape of the young and the restless forever. The question now is, who is behind this new wave of danger? Could it be a returning villain? A new player with old grudges? Or perhaps someone Mariah once trusted, now turned against her? No matter how it unfolds, the emotional and psychological fallout promises to be monumental. As viewers brace themselves for the storm ahead, one thing remains clear: Mariah Copeland's heart may be pure, but Genoa City is a place where even the purest hearts are not safe from betrayal. Stay tuned, because in the coming weeks, The Young and the Restless is set to deliver one of the most unforgettable story arcs in years. And at the center of it all, fighting for her life, her love, and her truth, stands Mariah Copeland, the soul of Genoa City, facing a danger that could change everything forever. Kyle Abbott's mistake. Over with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, he will continue having tense interactions with Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. Even though the two claim to hate each other, they do spend a lot of time and energy pushing each other's buttons. What is this? Report ad. Pretty quickly in the week, Kyle and Audra's battle reaches the point of no return. So, we will see what that means. Do they argue, then rip each other's clothes off? Astonished face Kyle Abbott's biggest mistake yet. Y&R fans stunned as his risky move backfires in the worst way. Kyle Abbott has always been one of Genoa City's most complex characters, a man who carries both the charm of his father, Jack Abbott, and the ambition that has often pushed him to the edge of disaster. But this time, Kyle's latest decision may be his most disastrous yet. What began as a bold move to regain control over his destiny is spiraling into chaos, leaving everyone around him questioning his judgment. The fallout from his latest risk is shaking the Abbott family to its core, and fans are stunned as they watch Kyle's world collapse before his eyes. The confident, ambitious Abbott's son who once had it all is about to lose everything, and it might be entirely his fault. Kyle's biggest mistake begins with good intentions. After months of trying to prove himself worthy of leading Abbott business ventures and reclaiming his place as a power player, Kyle finds himself entangled in a dangerous game of corporate and emotional warfare. His on-again, off-again relationship with Audra Charles has reignited sparks that refuse to die out, even as the consequences threaten his future. The chemistry between them is undeniable, but this isn't just a flirtation, it's a dangerous alliance. In trying to outmaneuver both his father and his rivals, Kyle underestimates just how ruthless Audra can be when her own ambitions are on the line. It all begins when Kyle makes a risky business move behind Jack's back, one designed to prove that he can handle the Abbott legacy without anyone's help. But in a world where corporate secrets are currency, one misstep can turn triumph into disaster. Kyle's gamble involves a strategic deal meant to strengthen Jabot's standing against Chancellor Winters and Newman Enterprises. Unfortunately, the details of the deal leak, and whispers start circulating through Genoa City's elite that Kyle might have betrayed his family's trust. The moment Jack learns of his son's involvement, the father-son bond that has already been strained begins to fracture completely. Jack is livid, not just because of the business betrayal, but because Kyle's impulsive actions remind him too much of his own past mistakes. Jack has always believed that Kyle's heart was in the right place, even when his judgment wasn't. But this time, things feel different. Kyle's betrayal cuts deep, forcing Jack to question whether his son is ready to carry the Abbott name forward, or if he's doomed to repeat the very patterns that nearly destroyed the family in the past. And as tensions rise between father and son, Diane Jenkins finds herself caught in the middle. The mother who fought so hard to rebuild her relationship with Kyle is now torn between protecting him and standing by Jack. Her instincts tell her to defend her son, but even she can't deny that Kyle's arrogance has finally gone too far. Meanwhile, Summer Newman, Kyle's ex and the mother of his child, is drawn back into the chaos when Harrison becomes unintentionally entangled in the aftermath. Summer has tried to move on, focusing on stability for their son, but Kyle's latest decisions threaten to drag their family into another round of turmoil. When she discovers that Kyle has been working with Audra again, her fury erupts. Summer knows all too well how dangerous Audra's influence can be, and she warns Kyle that he's playing with fire. But Kyle, fueled by pride and frustration, refuses to listen. He believes he can control the situation, that he's smarter, stronger, and more strategic than those around him. Unfortunately, his confidence is about to be shattered. Audra, ever the manipulator, senses Kyle's vulnerability and uses it to her advantage. She feeds his ego, convincing him that together they could take over more than just Jabot, that they could reshape Genoa City's power dynamics entirely. Kyle, still yearning to prove himself outside his father's shadow, takes the bait. What he doesn't realize is that Audra is also feeding information to other players, information that could destroy not only Kyle's reputation but the Abbott family's standing altogether. As the walls start closing in, Kyle begins to notice inconsistencies in Audra's stories. Her meetings with unknown contacts, her secret phone calls, the way she always seems to know what's coming before anyone else, it all starts to make sense too late. By the time Kyle confronts her, the damage has already been done. Sensitive Jabot data has been leaked, investors are panicking, and the Abbotts are scrambling to contain the fallout. Jack calls an emergency family meeting at the Abbott mansion, where the tension is palpable. Ashley, furious with Jack for letting Kyle get this far, demands accountability. Billy adds his voice to the mix, reminding everyone that loyalty means nothing if someone inside the family is betraying them. Kyle's frustration boils over. He admits to making mistakes but insists his intentions were pure. "I did this for the family," he argues, his voice trembling with anger and regret. But Jack isn't convinced. In one of the most emotional confrontations of their relationship, Jack delivers a painful truth: "You did it for yourself, Kyle. You did it because you couldn't stand living in my shadow." The room falls silent as Kyle realizes the full weight of his actions. The once confident heir now stands stripped of his pride, forced to confront the reality that he's let his ambition destroy everything he loves. Outside the business world, Kyle's personal life begins to crumble too. Summer's trust is gone, replaced with bitterness and disappointment. She refuses to let Harrison be caught in the middle of Kyle's chaos. "Our son deserves stability," she tells him coldly. "And you can't even manage that for yourself." Those words hit Kyle harder than any corporate loss ever could. He begins to spiral, questioning every decision he's made. His nights are sleepless, his days consumed by regret and damage control. And yet, there's still a glimmer of hope. In the quiet moments, Kyle remembers what it means to be an Abbott, to stand up, own your mistakes, and fight to make things right. With Jabot's future on the line and his family's faith in him shattered, Kyle sets out to redeem himself. He begins working tirelessly to uncover who leaked the information, piecing together the web of betrayal that Audra carefully constructed. As he digs deeper, he uncovers something shocking: Audra wasn't acting alone. She had an accomplice, someone inside another powerful Genoa City family. The revelation could send shockwaves across town and change everything for everyone involved. As Kyle races against time to expose the truth, Audra grows more desperate. Their once passionate connection turns into a dangerous game of cat and mouse. Every meeting drips with tension, every glance feels like a weapon. In one electrifying confrontation, Kyle tells her, "You used me, Audra. But you forgot, I'm an abbot. And I always fight back." It's a line that marks the turning point in his journey from reckless son to determined survivor. But redemption won't come easily. The fallout from Kyle's mistake ripples through every corner of Genoa City. Jack, torn between love and disappointment, faces pressure from both Ashley and Billy to take action. The family's unity, once unshakable, is crumbling under the weight of pride and betrayal. Diane struggles to keep the peace, but her attempts to mediate only make things worse. She's accused of enabling Kyle's behavior, reopening old wounds about her own past deceptions. Meanwhile, Victor Newman watches the Abbott drama unfold with interest. Ever the strategist, Victor sees opportunity in chaos. He knows that if the Abbotts fall, the Newmans can rise even higher. There's talk that he might approach Audra, offering her protection in exchange for loyalty, a move that could shift Genoa City's entire power structure. And if Kyle learns that his greatest enemy is now using his own mistakes as leverage, his path to redemption will grow even darker. The coming weeks promise explosive confrontations, heartbreak, and unexpected alliances. Kyle's journey from arrogance to accountability will be painful but powerful. As he fights to regain the trust of his family and reclaim his identity, he'll discover that true strength isn't about control, it's about humility, integrity, and love. And while this chapter may be his lowest point yet, it also sets the stage for something greater. If Kyle can rise from his own downfall, he might just become the Abbott leader his father always hoped he would be. But first, he must face the consequences of his biggest mistake, the one that could cost him everything. For fans of The Young and the Restless, Kyle Abbott's latest storyline is a masterclass in drama, emotion, and redemption. It's a cautionary tale about ambition, trust, and the price of pride. And as the dust settles, one question will echo through every corner of Genoa City: can Kyle Abbott rebuild his life before it's too late, or has his biggest mistake already sealed his fate? Kane Ashby confronted. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of October 6 reveal that Jill and Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, team up. The two ladies will confront Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, together about his past. Later, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, faces off with Jill. Then, Jill has a meeting with Victor, where he shares shocking news. Meanwhile, Nikki searches for answers, but about Kane, or is this about Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron? Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, hides a trick up his sleeve. Jack will also pressure Kane to do the right thing. Elsewhere, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, goes rogue. The man will also question Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford. By the end of the week, though, Phyllis gets caught red-handed in a compromising position. What does this mean for her future as well as her alliance with Kane? By Friday, Victor rewards Adam and Chelsea's loyalty. Meanwhile, Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, and Christine Blair, Laura Lee Bell, make a big decision about their upcoming wedding. Kane Ashby confronted. Y&R shock as his secret finally explodes in a heated showdown. Genoa City is about to erupt with fiery emotions, jaw-dropping revelations, and a confrontation that fans have been waiting for years to see. Kane Ashby, the charming yet often conflicted businessman, finds himself cornered in a storm of lies, guilt, and long-buried secrets that can no longer be contained. After years of trying to rebuild his life, one reckless decision threatens to destroy it all. The calm exterior Kane has maintained begins to crack as whispers about his past rise to the surface once again. And this time, there's no escaping the truth. His secret is out, and the fallout promises to change everything. For months, Kane has been living on borrowed time. He's worked hard to rebuild bridges, to be the man his loved ones can trust again. But the shadows of his past have never truly disappeared. Rumors have been swirling in Genoa City that Kane has been hiding something monumental, something that could undo every ounce of progress he's made since leaving town years ago. The secret involves more than just business or betrayal, it cuts deep into the heart of who Kane is. When the truth comes out, it won't just ruin reputations, it will ignite a chain reaction that could destroy families and friendships across the city. It all begins with a chance encounter that Kane didn't see coming. Jill Abbott, the woman who once treated him like a son and trusted him with her company, starts to sense something is off. Jill has seen enough deceit to recognize it from miles away. When she starts digging, what she finds shakes her to the core. The man she once defended might not be as reformed as she thought. Determined to get answers, Jill confronts Kane in a tense showdown that leaves no room for evasion. "You owe me the truth," she demands, her voice sharp with betrayal. "And this time, you're not walking away without giving it." Kane, cornered and emotional, tries to maintain control, but the weight of his secret crushes his composure. The tension between them is explosive, their history layered with love, resentment, and disappointment. He wants to protect her from the truth, but he also knows that the longer he hides it, the worse it will be. Finally, under Jill's relentless stare, he admits what no one in Genoa City ever expected to hear, a shocking revelation that ties back to his time at Chancellor Industries and a betrayal that could shake the company to its core. The confession is brutal, raw, and deeply personal, leaving Jill speechless. As the confrontation unfolds, old wounds resurface. Jill remembers every lie, every heartbreak, and every time she defended Kane against those who doubted him. "I believed in you," she says quietly, her voice breaking. "I treated you like family. How could you do this to me, to us?" Kane's regret is palpable. He never wanted to hurt her, but his past mistakes have caught up with him, and there's no turning back. This isn't just about business corruption or hidden deals, it's about trust, loyalty, and redemption. Kane's greatest fear has come true, the people he loves most no longer see him as the man he's tried so hard to become. The fallout spreads quickly. Word of the confrontation reaches Lily Winters, Kane's former wife, whose life has been defined by her struggle to forgive him. When Lily hears that Kane's secret has exploded, she's torn between anger and heartbreak. Part of her still cares for the man who was once her great love, the father of her children, but she can't ignore the pattern of deceit that has followed him for years. She confronts him with the icy calm of a woman who has learned not to be fooled twice. "I gave you every chance to be honest," she says. "And you still chose lies." Her disappointment cuts deeper than any public scandal ever could. For Kane, this confrontation is the ultimate reckoning. He's always been torn between his good intentions and his self-destructive impulses. Now, those two sides of him are at war. The once confident, smooth-talking businessman finds himself stripped of his charm and forced to face the ugly truth. His actions have consequences that no apology can erase. Even those who once defended him, Devon Hamilton, Nate Hastings, and even Billy Abbott, begin to distance themselves as the full extent of Kane's deception comes to light. But what exactly is Kane's secret? Sources close to the young and the restless hint that it may involve a hidden financial scandal tied to Chancellor Industries, or possibly a cover-up involving a mysterious figure from his past. There's talk that someone from overseas, connected to Kane's early life as Colin Atkinson's son, has resurfaced, bringing evidence that could not only implicate Kane but also expose a network of deceit stretching back years. If that's true, Kane might be facing more than just the wrath of Jill and Lily. He could be facing legal consequences that threaten his freedom. As Kane's world unravels, he begins to spiral emotionally. The guilt, the shame, and the fear of losing everything he's worked for weigh heavily on him. Alone in his apartment, he replays every decision that led him here. The nights are long and sleepless, haunted by memories of his past, the lies, the affairs, the business schemes, the endless cycle of self-sabotage. For years, Kane believed he could outrun his demons, but now they've caught up, demanding payment in full. Meanwhile, Jill, though furious, can't shake her deep affection for Kane. She sees the broken man beneath the mistakes, and despite everything, a part of her still wants to help him. She turns to Billy for advice, sparking another heated debate within the Abbott family. Billy, never one to hold back, argues that Kane has had enough chances. He doesn't learn, Jill. He pretends, apologizes, and then does it again. But Jill isn't so sure. She's seen redemption before, she's lived it. And as much as Kane has hurt her, she knows what it means to fall and fight your way back. This internal conflict sets the stage for one of the most emotional arcs The Young and the Restless has seen in years. Kane's story becomes a powerful exploration of forgiveness, accountability, and the human struggle for change. He wants to prove that he's not the same man he used to be, but redemption requires more than words, it requires courage. And that courage will be tested when the person he least expects to betray him does exactly that. Just when Kane thinks things can't get worse, a new player enters the picture, someone who knows everything about his secret and plans to use it for leverage. Could this mysterious figure be connected to his father, Colin, or to someone else entirely? The answer promises to send shockwaves through Genoa City. As this person begins to manipulate the situation from the shadows, Kane finds himself trapped in a web of blackmail, desperation, and deceit. He realizes that coming clean may have set off a chain reaction he can no longer control. As the drama builds to its peak, Kane's confrontation with his accuser becomes explosive. The once calm, calculating man loses control, his emotions spilling over in a moment of pure intensity. "You don't know what I've sacrificed," he shouts. "You think I wanted this? I tried to do the right thing." But the words fall flat, drowned out by the echoes of his past lies. For all his remorse, Kane can't undo the damage. The truth is out, and the fallout is devastating. In the days that follow, Genoa City buzzes with gossip and speculation. Some believe Kane deserves another chance, while others think he's finally getting what's coming to him. Devon, still bitter over past betrayals involving Hillary and the money scandal, finds no sympathy left for Kane. "He always says he's changed," Devon tells Abby. "But people like him don't change, they just get better at hiding it." Abby, more compassionate, argues that everyone deserves redemption, but even she struggles to justify his actions. The storyline crescendos in a powerful scene that could become one of Y&R's most unforgettable moments. Jill, Lily, and Kane face each other one last time in Chancellor Park, the place where so many family dramas have played out. The confrontation is emotional, raw, and heartbreaking. Jill's tears, Lily's disappointment, and Kane's anguish create a perfect storm of regret and finality. "Maybe I don't deserve forgiveness," Kane admits, his voice breaking. "But I need you to know I never stopped trying to be better." The silence that follows is deafening, filled with years of love, pain, and unresolved hope. By the end of this arc, Kane Ashby stands at a crossroads. He's lost his family, his reputation, and his peace of mind. But he's also gained something he's never truly had before, clarity. For the first time, he understands that redemption isn't about pretending the past didn't happen, it's about facing it and learning from it. Whether he can rebuild from here remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, Genoa City will never look at Kane the same way again. As the dust settles, fans can expect lingering questions and new possibilities. Will Kane leave town again to find himself, or will he stay and fight for redemption? Will Jill forgive him, or has this final betrayal broken their bond for good? And will Lily ever find it in her heart to see the man beneath the mistakes? The Young and the Restless thrives on stories of love, loss, and second chances, and Kane Ashby's confrontation delivers all three in breathtaking fashion. This isn't just another scandal. It's a defining moment for a character who has lived on the edge of redemption for years. Kane's secret has exploded, his lies exposed, and his world turned upside down. But sometimes, it's in the ashes of destruction that true transformation begins. As Genoa City watches, one question lingers in every fan's mind: will Kane Ashby rise again, or is this truly the end of his story? What is this? Report ad. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of October 6, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next.